Okay, so this episode of The Walking Dead was called Claimed, and it dealt with the fact that Rick's house, or the house that Rick and Carl and Michonne had decided to take up residence in, was suddenly claimed by some bandits. Now, we didn't get to see Carol or Tyrese, or Lizzie didn't kill anyone. Now, there had been some rumors that we'd find out who killed Karen and David this episode. Those rumors were terribly wrong. Movie Pilot got that definitely wrong in their predictions. Daryl is still out somewhere with Beth, fighting on their own. Daryl's kind of fading into the woodwork. It's not really one of the main characters this season, or the end of the season. There were 3 storylines in this episode. It started out with Abraham Ford, the new guy, Tara the lesbian, Glenn, Eugene, or as I like to call him, Dr. Mullet. Kind of reminds me of a less animated version of Hurley from Lost, and Rosita, hot Rosita. They were heading out of town, apparently past the bus where Glenn is concerned that Maggie was at. So he wanted to stop the vehicle and go back, and they ended up having to fight cornfield zombies. And Eugene somehow shot holes all in the vehicle and caused all the gas to leak out of the military vehicle that they were riding in. So now they are forced to go on foot with Glenn back in the direction of the bus. So apparently they're not going to reach Terminus for a while. Now, Eugene Porter is said to know the secret of the outbreak, and he's heading for Washington, D.C. This is where the Alexandria safe zone comes in to play at. Now, Eugene Porter, not to spoil it for anybody who does not read the books, but he doesn't really know what he's talking about. He's just making shit up because he wants to head to Washington, D.C. He doesn't really know it crap. So he's not there to save the world. Now, we also got to see Carl and Michonne bond more. She's very much a motherly figure. Now, Carl found out that Michonne actually did have a child at one time. She gave very little details. It's not like we didn't already know this from a few episodes back from the dream sequence. But they left Rick home to rest and recuperate. Well, guess what? Rick is not going to be resting in this episode. He was awakened from a nap by home invasion robbers who decided to come in, and for some odd, peculiar reason, one of the first robbers in the house decides to go upstairs and take a nap on the bed that Rick is hiding underneath, of course. Later on, his friend comes up there, and he also wants to sleep in that bed, so he basically chokes the other guy out on the floor. The guy is sleeping right at the foot of where Rick is staying at. Rick sneaks out and is trying his best not to get discovered. How he doesn't get discovered by the guy bouncing the ball against the wall, I don't know. I mean, this is a place where there are not that many people living, and there are a lot of zombies around. They did not go scouting out this house and go from room to room to make sure that there were no zombies anywhere. From what we saw, they only looked like 2 rooms before they decided to take a nap, which is really stupid. So, how Rick didn't get discovered by making the noise that he was making going through the house, I don't know. He ended up going into the bathroom. And there's a guy sitting on the toilet. We are assuming he's taking a shit, but he's got his pants on him, which is kind of odd. Why is he just sitting in the bathroom? It's not like he's checking his iPhone for text messages. He's not playing Candy Crush. So I don't know what in the world that guy was doing. But anyway, they get in a huge fight. And there are other robbers on the same floor where they're at. So I don't know how in the world they don't notice there is a huge struggle going on in that bathroom. But Rick ends up killing the guy, choking him to death, and then cracking the door open so that this man will turn into a zombie and go out and eat the others. Then Rick climbs out of the window onto the overhang of the porch, drops down on the porch. I don't know how in the world that did not make a noise for the other guys to come running out. But it ends up, once the man upstairs in the bathroom turns into a zombie and attacks the others, then Carl and Michonne show up, and Rick runs to meet them, and they wander off happily into the sunset to apparently meet up with Carol and Tyrese and baby Judith in Terminus in the next couple of episodes. Probably not next episode, since it looks like it might just be a Daryl and Beth saga next episode. We've been told there's going to be one episode that's going to be nothing but Daryl, and I think this might be the episode coming up. Anyway, I mean, that basically was all of it. It was a very boring episode in my opinion. It was a little bit tense at times, but like I said, very unrealistic, because Rick should have been captured or killed. Why he didn't kill the guy while he was sleeping in the bed, I don't know. And then take his gun and go out, shoot the other guy, because I think there were three or four bandits. He could have taken them on. He's taken on a whole army of walkers. I don't know. Anyway, Dr. Mullet and his crew will more than likely end up going back to the bus rather than heading to Terminus. But we don't know how far they got down the road. We know it's about 3 miles down the road. But did they go past Terminus? Do they need to turn around and go back and go past Terminus on the way back to the bus? We're not sure, but we should find out in the next couple of episodes. Hopefully, the plot moves a little bit faster than it's been moving these past 2 episodes. I'm kind of getting tired of the fact that all the groups are split up. I want them all back together again. But we shall see.